Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our Fast Flexible BI and Reporting Solutions inside of Excel webinar. My name is Michael Introvertolo, and I am the Marketing Manager over here at Solution Systems. Today, we are very fortunate to have Tristan Threlkeld with us. I hope I pronounced that right. Tristan is the NAV Channel Manager at Jet Reports. So let me just go on ahead and pass this on over to him, and he can get started. There we go.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, Michael, thanks so much to you and Solution Systems for inviting us and having us today. I really appreciate it. And like you said, my name is Tristan Threlkeld, and I'm the NAV Channel Manager here for Jet Reports. And what we'll do is we'll kind of kick off the presentation here and go over our full suite of solutions we have offered here at Jet Reports between Jet Express, Jet Professional, and Jet Enterprise. We'll go over those and talk about some things that are coming down the pipeline and what's currently available. As some of you may be aware of our product, but maybe not aware of some of the changes we have and some exciting solutions we have here. So I guess with that, we'll just kind of carry on and get going here. So I like to kind of start this off a little bit with just kind of throwing it off a little bit with a little cartoon. You know, I won't be able to help directly with defining this or exactly what's going on here in this picture, but something that we can here do with Jet Reports is I can help you get some powerful reports and dashboards. Can't really define the cloud quite yet. Just want to make you aware of that, kind of loosen it up. All right. So a little bit about Jet Reports. Here you are. You see the marketing bulletin points we have here. You know how we're deliver unparalleled access to data through fast, flexible reporting, business analytics solutions that cost effective, and provide real value to the time to value that you're able to spend. When you have that money spent, you get some real return on your investment there. So a little bit about that. What we really do here at Jet is we solve the tricky and expensive problem of getting your data out of your ERP. So what I mean by that is everybody here is using an ERP, most likely NAV, and using that type of system, and they want to be able to get the data out of that system. They want to be able to get their data out of NAV. So to essentially get my reports, if you will. All right. It's a refrain we hear every day, multiple times a day. But if you ever thought about why you want reports, if you haven't, it may sound like maybe a dumb thing to ask, doesn't it? But let me suggest to you, that you really want reports for one main reason, and it's in order to make decisions. So if you think about decisions, you quickly realize one thing about them. Individuals make decisions, and those decisions have effects on other individuals within the company, organization, outside, etc. But I will say this: technology is important, data is important, decisions are also important. But the individuals making those decisions are potentially the most important of all. Now, what I mean by that is, and that's why Jet's different about that. That's what I mean. Is our focus is to make it easy as possible to enable individuals and to be able to make decisions. And our ability to do that is why you see the statistics here on the slide. Having over 10,000 companies across 94 countries using our product every day. Talking about over 137,000 users across the globe. And we've been in this market now, as you can see, for 14 years. That's the difference between Jet Reports. And here's a little about all of our locations and where we're located, as we're headquartered out of Portland, Oregon. We are worldwide. We are having that global presence. So we're not just local, we're not just US based, we're all over the globe. Now, we talked about having that and having 10,000 companies, and something kind of speak to that is having these happy clients that are all around the world that range in different sizes, from small companies with just having a couple individuals who need to be able to make decisions, all the way up to, the big brands that you're seeing here on this slide, where lots of individuals making decisions using Jet. Our capability to scale up and scale down is there. There's no specific ideal customer per se. I will say this though, anyone using a Dynamics platform is an ideal customer for Jet. Now another way to kind of stay tied and have great range here within the market and staying relevant 14 years is having close ties to Microsoft. You know, why would that be important, you may ask? Well, think of it this way. Everyone in here has made that decision, that financial decision about business investment in the Microsoft technology there. So we're going to think a little bit about risk at this point. And when you're dealing with something as critical as your data and the numbers and your financials and how you're going to be able to make decisions on a day-to-day basis off of those, you'd want the company that you can rely on to enable that for you to be in lockstep with Microsoft's strategy and to be involved early in their product decisions, to be influential to them about the needs of their reporting issues. That's where we are. That's why I'm going to kind of switch gears here, but that's what JET is. I'm going to talk to you now from this point about the products we have and start specifically with the ones that we've created in collaboration with Microsoft. So this first one, as you see here, is JET Express, and what that is, it's a basic financial and ad hoc query reporting tool. It's very, very basic, but it gives you some powerful reports. Microsoft came to us a few years back and asked if we could build, a reporting product for their ERPs that was just, was simple enough, if you will, in quotes, for the average business user to use here. Well, we'd already had the product built before, not Express, but previously called JET Essentials, now called JET Professional. We started with that 14 years ago, and then this is where, a few years down the line, Microsoft came to JET and asked to build this, and that's where Express came from. The reason why they did is because they wanted that ease of use factor they could package with their ERPs to be able to send out so that those individuals that buy, NAV or now Great Plains, you have the opportunity to have a solution, a reporting solution that comes out of the box that you can use. And that's what this is. So we've come up with JET Express here. It's going to allow you, it's a bit of an extension, if you will, that comes automatically, as I mentioned, with NAV and with GP, so Navision and Great Plains. And it's designed to do things you see right here in the slide. Build financial statements, execute basic queries against all the information that your ERP is gathering there. It's going to provide flexible reporting capabilities. Now, this is important because it lets the ERP users have access to their data, which is essentially making decisions, without having to buy anything or go through any heavy implementation cycles. It's a great way to get in and build a foundation for how you can make decisions using your ERP. Now, JET Express has been incredibly successful over the years, and I think at this point in time we're over 25,000 downloads as of today with the product. And Microsoft asked us to do a similar thing with Microsoft Word. And now, if you ever dealt with documents out of NAV or in NAV or like invoicing, they're very rigid and they're hard to customize. Well, with JET Express for Word here, that solves that problem of being locked into the rigid and flexible forms that that NAV may give you. It's going to help you with credit memos or stuff like that, or invoices that is flexible. It's going to allow you to customize those documents up. So it kind of echoes our theme here with JET of being simple to use, effective, and adding great value. And this is free and downloadable directly from our website at jetreports.com. And same thing with JET Express. All right, so let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit one more time here, and I'm going to talk about JET Professional, which you guys may have heard before as previously noted as JET Essentials. And over the summer, we went through some marketing influence and rebranding opportunity, and then took a look there, and we renamed and rebranded JET Essentials for JET Professional because it really came back to from the influence of our customers that that's what they felt like it was best. Having a bunch of different names that all started with E was a little bit confusing, so we wanted to break it up, and this tool is directly for the business professional. That's why we rebranded it and calling it JET Professional now. And this is directly the product that made JET famous. This is what we built 14 years ago, and it started life, like I said, 14 years ago, and it was called JET Essentials. Now, at the time, it was just a core financial reporting product that was designed just for finance folks. And what we did, it gave the ability to the end users to use Excel to communicate with their database, their ERP, and pull in the data they want from any field, any table, and any format that, in any way that, will allow, Excel's going to allow you. So we're able to pull anything that's customized, third-party, anything you have in your ERP, we're able to pull down and out for you. and it's locally localized there in Excel, so you have a lot of familiar area for you there to work out of. So you can kind of think of this as a step up, obviously, from our free products there, because it puts the capability and more power into the hands of the user. So it was very transformational to the market because it solved and still solves the problem of the common business user. So Microsoft has, a set of reporting products, but they're just a little too technical for the normal business user, whereas now Jet Professional gives the ability to get the data out of the ERP easier, and it allows you to get the data out of your ERP to everybody. So now everybody can make decisions based on the data and the right data. And I mentioned it's all in Excel, and I'll show you this here momentarily. It's all in that friendly Excel environment. It's very powerful. You can build any type of report you want, and it's easy to learn. It's a really great product. So kind of talking about some things with Jet Professional and what we did. As mentioned, it's been on the market for 14 years, and we got a lot of feedback from customers and clientele through the years. And from product management has turned now into a web-enabled financial report writer that is a report management, collaboration, and publishing platform. And what we've come up with and released over the summer with Jet Professional 2017 is the Jet Web Portal. And that is the report management and publishing platform. It's a place to put all your reports in one location, so you don't have to have them on multiple different machines or spread out in different folders and maybe trying to figure out what versions you're on. You're not going to have all of that control and that ability to see right in front of you via the web portal. Instead of having those, again, everything all over the place, you're going to have in one location now. It's going to give you that ability to have a central report repository with lots of governance, sharing capability, scheduling capability, things like that for you. One thing it also does, it untethers the users from the desktop, so you don't have to be hooked directly to your desktop or laptop all the time. Because previously with Jet, you had to have a desktop copy of Excel to use it. Now with the web portal, it's absolutely able to use able to get it anywhere with the web browser. So as long as you have internet access, you're able to run reports, view some dashboards, able to see those items on smartphones now, on tablets, through the web browser. It's really opened up a whole new world, and it's very much in line with Microsoft and their vision as well. Okay. Now, we're a little over about 10 minutes in now, just kind of break it up as we're moving on, and I'll go into more showing you the products here momentarily. But as we hear, we got a CEO meeting with one of IT consultants, lead guy. So you need dashboard application to track your key metrics here. That will give you, that way you'll have more data to ignore when you make your decisions based on company politics. CEO says, well, will the data be accurate? Okay, let's pretend that matters. I mean, that's not accurate by any means, just kind of breaking it up, but that's something Jet here, Enterprise, is going to be able to do for you guys, and I'll show you that product and talk about that here in a second. Now, I would say Jet Enterprise is our flagship product here. As you can see here, it's the analytical reporting platform that's going to deliver fast, flexible dashboards, finance reports out of Excel and on the web. Multiple opportunity and areas there for you there. It's going to be able to eliminate any need to understand that underlying data structure, so you don't have to be a NAV expert to be able to use the product, and it's going to still sit inside Excel and be able to use Power BI. That's another thing you can use with the product. Be able to provide you accurate and governed data for giving you one version of the truth, so everybody's working from one version of the truth. It's going to give you some immediate, return, some value there off of installation. So this product installs in 2 hours, actually. We've tested it multiple times, and it doesn't take weeks or months to do. You can get your full product there up and going within a couple of hours. That's what's great about it. We got a pre-built dashboard, not dashboard, but pre-built data warehouse and pre-built cubes, and also, yes, dashboards that we offer, all out of the box at a low cost. So that way you get, ability to have unlimited viewers, be able to have some security features in there, be able to drag and drop, and have a lot of customization in there. So what Enterprise really does, it's going to allow you to have access to all different of your data sources. So if you have multiple data sources, Jet Enterprise can connect to all that data no matter where it's at and how many different tables and fields you have and funnel it all into the data warehouse from there. It's going to allow you, to all different types of reporting capabilities there, multiple different types there, from something as simple as ad hoc pivot tables to something more sophisticated like dashboards that tie the data together from all the different places. So that way you have one solution overall to see all that data that is all the different databases you have from one location. And one of the big problems, and I've talked about here, is that enterprise solves for is the issue of data integrity. Anytime you combine different data sets together, you're going to have to be able to make decisions on how you want to do that. And unless you're going to do that at the corporate level, different individuals are going to make different decisions about it. Well, right here with Jet Enterprise, this is going to allow decision making at a unified corporate level. So it's about putting all of your data in one place, governing the way it is combined, really governing the way you choose to look at your data from the top down. And it's going to be able to combine it in a way that makes the most sense to your business. So as this populates here, so it's taken, as you can see, all the data sources here, wherever it's living. So if you have multiple NAV databases, an old legacy NAV and a new version of NAV, Salesforce, CRM, ADP, we can connect all of that, able to pull it all over and move it all over to the data warehouse into the Cube environment. So you probably might recognize this as like a typical data warehousing or business intelligence. It's a great way to go for data governance and data access, but it's historically been very hard and expensive to do. Well, that's the differentiator with Jet. We have the software and the methodology to make this entire process fast, as in 5 times faster than any traditional method. Now, the details behind this are fascinating, and I can prove it to you, and then we can go over it, but then the scope of this conversation will go on a little bit beyond it, but I definitely can show you the back end of it and be able to prove to you exactly how we're able to get that done. So if you want to connect, please let me or Michael know, and we'll make that happen. But basically, what we do on our BI model is we take the NAV data, or overall the data from ERP, or if you have multiple data sources overall, we kind of clean it up a little bit. We're not removing anything, we're just cleaning it up, making it easier to get to, put that into the data warehouse. We're going to organize that all together, and then we're going to make it even easier, make it as easy as possible to report on from there. If one thing you're looking for is ease of use, fast access to data, things like that, then this is your tool. This is what you're looking for, Jet Enterprise. Well, that's the end of this slideshow presentation here. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this real quick and start showing you more of the tool itself. So we'll go directly out of that, and no need to save. Go into my environment here. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to talk about and show you Jet Professional, and I'm going to build a little bit of something off of this for you guys. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to start doing that for you. Apologize for the delay. I'm just slightly under the weather, and I don't want to cough in your guys' ear. All right, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go right here directly to the Jet ribbon, and as you see, I'm right in Excel. So my Jet ribbon bolts directly into Excel, so that way there's a lot of familiarity and comfortability there for you, because this bolts directly into Excel, Jet Professional does, and that way you have easy access to it. Now, I'll show you real quick what you'll see when you have and download Jet Express, so give me a second to do that. I can show you that. I'll simulate what that is like so you have an idea. So, as you can see, a lot of things got grayed out. You got the ability to refresh the report, design. You're going to be able to use the GL function and the L function. Going to use the table builder to be able to build tables off of from there for report capability. Going to have a mini drill down here. That's going to give you to the grid view level. It's not going to deep dive into the NAV like I'll show you with Jet Professional here momentarily. With Jet Express, you won't be able to schedule either, so you won't be able to automate the distribution of your reports. So you just want to keep those things in mind, the differentiator of what you're going to be able to do with Jet Express, mostly for financial report building there, and or what you'll get fully with Jet Professional. Let's go back to here now and start showing you that. Okay, now let me show you how to build something from this and show you how I can put something together relatively quickly. So here's our table building capability from here. I'm going to use the browser tool to build something here. And now what's great about this tool and the reason why I like it so much and all of our customers really like this tool so much is because, as you can see, everything that I have in NAV, everything, customizations included, third-party add-ons included, everything's going to drop down here for you so you can access it. And you can get any type of table you want. Now one thing that's great about it that we've added on as a feature for the product is that feature, as a favorite feature. So it's a gold star here. That means that I have that lined up as one of my favorites. And as I click on this table, you know, for the just exchange rate buffer table below, it's grayed out. That means it's not one that I usually use routinely, because one thing we all know with NAV has hundreds of tables, thousands of fields, and we don't use all of them. We use maybe a handful or a little bit more than that to build reports off of. This is going to make it easier for you to access that data, to be able to get to those tables quickly and efficiently. So you're able to go to the favorite section, go to those tables you use regularly, and have the design capability to do that. And the same thing with the fields. You're able to favorite your field section as well. So I'll show you something here is that I'm going to look for customer table. So let's build something off of that. Now I've got that started as a favorite, and I'll just leave that as is. And let's go from this point, now that I've selected my customer table, to get my fields that I want to add in here. So from here, let's grab in, I'm going to build a sales and commission report. So I'll go ahead and get, let's see, customer number. Let's go ahead and grab the name as well. Scroll down a little bit further here, and I want to get the location. So grab state, right? See what they're selling out of or to. And I want to get the salesperson involved, so we get the salesperson code here, and go ahead and get the sales amount, right? We want to see what that's going on to see what our sales rep sold, the amount. So from here, I'm just going to drag and drop it directly over here into Excel. And actually, from this point, I'm done writing the report from a Jet standpoint. I get the bones of my report right here in front of me and able to see exactly what I want. So one thing it's done is put me in a hide area, so it's going to hide that formula later on, so when I'm done finishing the report building here, I can send it out to my end users, those viewers that want to see the numbers, want to see the results. They're going to be able to do that. It's going to hide that formula so they just see the numbers. And the fit here, one thing that's going to do for you guys, it comes with, it's going to see salesperson code here. Well, it's cut off now, but when I refresh and get this report updated, it's going to expand that for us automatically. So some time-saving capabilities there, so you're not spending a couple extra minutes, you know, tweaking the report up. So let me do this piece here. Now that I've got that in place, I'm just going to go ahead and hit refresh. Okay, here's my data that I requested. Now, I've got sample data out of my sample nav system here, so don't pay too close attention to the zeros because it's sample data. Just see how Jet overall is working with the system, be able to pull the data out and how you can work with it as well. So I asked for the customer number. Here they are. Here's the customer name as well, the salesperson code, the state, sorry, and the salesperson code, and the sale amount. So we have all of that, and on my sample database, I've probably got 150, 180 rows of data. And this is more of a data dump, so I'm not complete here. And with you guys in your guys' database, you probably have more like thousands to millions lines of data. That's exactly what Jet was designed for, is help to get all the data you have, the more it has to be able to help pull that down to speed up your report writing process and capabilities. So now I'm going to scroll up here to the top, and I go back up here to design mode, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to add in a commission piece. So I've got my sales, so now I'm going to type in fit here, and come down here, and I'll say 10%. I'm going to be very generous. So we're holiday season, why not? And from here, I'm going to do a little bit of Excel functionality here. I'm just going to do some formula, so put a little equal sign here, and reference the cell to my left here, and lock that in. Now I'm going to multiply that by my 10% above. I'm going to lock that in, hit enter. A couple more, so I'm going back to home here, do a quick auto sum, and from here, just going to change these over to dollar signs. And let's see here, do more Excel functionality here, and I'm going to bold that and change the line, so top and double bottom border there. And maybe you guys want to put in a header, or maybe you have a company logo. You could do that here. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of color to it, kind of point it to the top that we're featuring that piece. Got that in. Now one piece I want to add in here, let's add a visual. So I'm going to click on here, move over, add my visual. Here we are. Expand it out a little bit, make it easier and nice to see. And from here, let's go to my jet ribbon. And one more time, I'm going to hit refresh. Let's see how this updates now. Okay, so I got my sales commission came in and got my dollar signs changed over, Excel based, right? Got my color change up top. Let's scroll down to the bottom real quick here. Let's see if we can get the subtotals and their visual. Both are there. Still return a little bit too much information here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it up one more time, add in some filters, and I'll show you how to do that to be able to kind of filter this data down to get down to the results I really want to see. So I'm going to go back to design one more time. I'm going to click on my grayed out formula here, and I'm going to come up to my NL function. And right here in front of us, I got everything I need. You're working off of my customer table, going to leave everything in rows, come to my filter section here, and everything in your ERP, everything that's in your data system there, this is where it's going to filter down to as well. So you have all of these right here for you. And from here, you can either scroll and find, or if you know what you want, you can type it in right away. I'm going to look for state. So I'm going to type in state here. So double click, go over here and say state. Well, here's all the locations I'm selling to. And one thing I want to point out from here is this. We're currently showing all the nav operators, and we've done that. We've done that on purpose because when our company first came out with Jet, it was involving nav. So we want to make that comfortability there for you so you have all those nav operators. The or, the range, the less than, the greater than, equal, all that's right here at the wildcard as well. So you have comfortability of working with Excel, with nav, right here at your fingertips using Jet reports. So I know the data I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and do quotes. I'm going to say, quote, I want to look for data. I'm out of the Northwest, so say Oregon or Washington. Love the great Northwest out here. Do an end quote here. Let's come down to my next filter option here. So again, still have all the data that's going to pull down. I want to look for sales this time. Here it is. Double click. And come over here. Same thing. Everything comes out of the sales database you have. Everything that's in sales is going to come down. Nav operators are there. I know what I'm looking for again, so I'm going to go and type it in. So quote, look for sales greater than 15,000, trying to eliminate some of those zeros that are there. End quote, and here we are. Now I'm going to hit OK, and I want you guys to see how this updates right here. So right now I've got my first record of data, pulling it down. I'm going to hit refresh, and now it should give me everything I asked for before. So it's right here. Trimmed that down, giving me sales greater than 15,000, locating for just sales that are out of the Great Northwest between Oregon and Washington. I got my visual here as well. That's the idea, guys. Be able to build it out and use it repetitively and have something to work off of to see the data, to be able to make decisions off of and move forward. And again, if you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in, or if you want to wait till the end when we're finished, go ahead and ask at that time, and we'll make sure your questions get answered. All right, so I showed you something here I built. I'm going to exit out of this and show you something more on the view side, right? And here it is. Click back here on my ribbon. So here I've got a consolidated profit and loss by company. Now this report is a sample report that's directly off of our website. We've got a whole bunch of Jet reports, pre-built sample reports you can download and use off of our website. And I think about 25 of them work with Jet Express, and then you're going to have about 50 that come out of the box that work directly with Jet Professional, and then you're going to have about 70 plus to be able to work with using Jet Enterprise. So, and those are free, and we do offer them directly for you to be able to download off our website at jetreports.com. And if you have any questions, need assistance with that, absolutely let me know. I'd love to help you out. And ask Michael as well. He knows directly to where to find those, and him and his company can help you out there as well. Okay, so again, got a pre-built already, sample report of a consolidated profit and loss. So I'm now on the viewer side, so I've already had the report built. The designer set this up. They put the filter parameters in place. So now I'm the end user. I'm the one that's looking at the report and going to be able to take a look at this. So one thing about this is we've got our UK company and my USA, the consolidated column. And one thing that's added on to this report is a sheet replicator, and that gives you, it gives you another opportunity to see a little bit more detail off of this consolidated report between each company. And it's showing you, off of those global dimensions, global dimension 1 here for us is a global business group, so you have an idea of what you're looking at here on the global dimension. That's where it gives you that more detail to look at. Same thing for the US company here. You see that right there. We're able to run back over to the consolidated report. Now, take a look at this, and maybe you're going to meet with one of your teams, whether it's the UK or USA. You want to kind of just look at one of those versus all of it. All right, not a problem. Let's hit refresh, and here they are. This is what the designer put in place. The designer put these filter parameters in place so for the viewer to be able to toggle between, to be able to choose and filter down what they want to look at. So you can use date here, business group to focus on there, the company or the currency. We'll stick with company at this time, and we'll say that we're going to meet with my USA team this week before the holiday, and we'll go from that one. So I'm going to double click there, I'm going to hit run, and watch how this report updates dynamically. So one thing they did here, it went into NAV, grabbed that data we wanted, you didn't have to log in and do it, and it updated that right here in front of us, so you can then have a great look into looking at the US company. And you still have the global dimension business group portion here as well, right? That sheet replicator here, so you can see more detail behind it. And a piece that you can see here is one thing that'll speak to, its compatibility with Microsoft's products, and something can really speak to working very well to be able to get data out of NAV for you, is drill down. And you see that arrow right here, that's drill down, and there's a drill down right here. You can use either one to be able to get in behind that number, because you're looking at that, you want to see more detail behind it. You want to see where that number came from. Now, so what this is going to do, it's going to log you into your instance of NAV, and it's going to pull that up, as you can see here, and then it's going to pull up the transactional details directly behind that number you're drilling down on. Now, one thing you didn't have to do here is backtrack. One thing you didn't have to do here is go and sign into NAV and pull that up by itself and then go and search for that number. It did it all for you automatically. Pulled up NAV based on your credentials, based on your security credentials, that allows you able to go in there, and the transactional details that are behind that number. So you're able to do it quickly and efficiently for you. So you can take a look, just make sure something didn't potentially get double posted, or there's maybe somebody didn't accidentally inflate the number, something like that. You have great ability to look in here, get your eyes on it. If you need to make any corrections, you can, but either way, it's able to get that detail right in front of you. You can close right out of it. Now you're in here in your local NAV, you're in your instance of NAV here. You can make anything, do anything you typically would do on a day-to-day basis here, because it's regular NAV, or you can exit right back out and you're back to your report. That's the idea overall. Now, another piece I want to talk about is scheduling. We talked about that a minute ago, and something about the scheduler right here. And this is going to help you save more time, because maybe this is a report you want to have run every week. You can do that. So instead of having to build it every week and then filter between that and put those all in place, you can have it built once and have it set on an execution package to where it's scheduled to run every week for you, and you just have the filter parameters set in place so that the date can change and keep everything current for you. It's pretty awesome. I want to say yes, and from here we are, the scheduler. Now, it's a new task, it's just a new schedule. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We'll just say solution, oh, got my solution systems here. And from here, you can run the report once, daily, weekly, monthly. And we talked about weekly already, so we'll stick with that. Click on my weekly tab here. And let's say I have it run Monday or Sunday. You can select either way. Here it is, have it run Monday. You can have it run early in the morning, say like 06, before everybody gets in the office that day. And here you go, have the report run. Once it's completed, have it sent via email. You can enter the email addresses you'd like to have it sent to. Maybe it's just yourself, maybe it's an executive council or the accounting department, finance, sales, etc. You have a lot of different opportunity there to be able to do what you would like within that point. And the output. output, now you have the ability to send it as a jet copy because we give unlimited viewers for you, so that way anybody can see the report, or you can send it as a static copy or a PDF. So that way the data stays the same. That's the whole point, but you can disseminate it out to those individuals you want to be able to see the report. That's the whole point. All right, going to go ahead and close out of this. No need to save it. Give me 1 minute here and let's start talking about Jet Enterprise. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm talking about Jet Enterprise here, and it's definitely my favorite product and a customer favorite product as well out there with Jet Enterprise. And what it is, it's a full business intelligence reporting solution. And the reason why everybody likes it so much, it's the ease of use factor. Something you want to know about Jet Reports is that all of our products build on top of each other, and the ease of use goes up with each of our products. Excuse me. So we got Jet Express, definitely capable for the end user on the business side, be able to build some financial reports there. Need to be more of a NAV expert to be able to use the product extremely well. And then from the step up from there is Jet Professional. Don't have to be as much of a NAV expert there, much easier to use, have some training capability that we offer there for you there. So you're able to really expand on your financial reporting to building any type of report you want. It's now here with Jet Enterprise where the ease of use is really seamless there for you, and I'll talk about that and show you. So it's really easy to use. Yeah. To better explain our business intelligence model and kind of lay a foundation for you guys is I want to show you this slide here and then kind of talk more about Enterprise and show you what it can do. So follow this graphic, if you will, from left to right for me, and think of this first box here as, your entire database. And like if it's a NAV for you, think about having everything you have in NAV and or multiple databases all pulled out there. So you have all these different databases, you have different information there. You have complex format of different tables and fields with specific relationships between them. And as we're aware, NAV has hundreds of tables and thousands of fields, but the average end user, the average report writer, maybe uses 10 to 15 of those tables, maybe a little bit more, and maybe about 100 fields or so. Well, this is where Jet Enterprise comes into play here, okay? Because we give a pre-built data warehouse and cube environment right out of the box. So a data warehouse becomes important for you guys because it's meant to store only information that's relevant. So it's going to take that very large raw data set, trim it down to something a little bit more manageable. And it's going to take another step further, and it's going to organize it by subject matter. So if you're looking here, you're going from this graphic here to this one, what the data warehouse side that is, it's going to go ahead and get these graphics are all lined up now more in rows. And now what that means is that all the data that's related to, like, say, sales, for example, is put into the sales section of the data warehouse, regardless of which table it may live on in the database you have. For example, sales data lives on 6 different tables of NAV. Now in the data warehouse, you're in one location. So that's what you want to kind of keep about there, right? Now, most kind of difficult part of like traditional reporting is that the burden is placed on the front-end user. What I mean by that is whoever's trying to like build the report truly has to understand the data source, and they have to understand also the background with it. Otherwise, they just not too sure to where to pull the data from, and they don't know how the data may link together. Now, data warehouse cuts that out. So like maybe if you want the finance data to be pulled out, well, now you can go directly into the data warehouse and be able to grab it directly from the finance section. It's literally that easy. So it organizes it more so another step further there for orderliness and consistency. So like another example is like if you have sales orders and they have some missing fields occasionally. Now as you build up a data warehouse, you can decide on some default values to get you to work out of one version of the truth. So that way you don't have to worry about maybe some missing fields there to be able to get the right data out for you there. That way you get it cleaned up, get all that data together, even if there's multiple data sources here at Jet Enterprise, we're able to take all that information and able to funnel it to the data warehouse and take another step further and then funnel it over to the cubes. So what the cube does, it makes the data even more relevant for analysis there. That's where some dimensionality and key performance indicators will come into play here. So if you're noticing here on the picture here, not only the icons lined up, but they're organized now by color. So what the cube has done is taken every possible combination of dimensions and values and laid it out in a file format here. So what that means for you guys is, let's say you wanted to see like multiple things. You wanted to see like sales by item, you wanted to see that by region, and you also wanted to see that by year. Well, that's actually analysis has already been pre-calculated on a scheduled execution package there for you guys. So it's just sitting there waiting to be viewed. That is one of the reasons why analysis out of a cube is instantaneous. Now the other reason is the data set is much smaller, right? Because we're talking about trimming the data down from the multiple databases, or maybe your one, taking it out of this environment, trimming it down into the data warehouse, trimming it a little bit more, making it right here easy to access for you out of the cubes, making it easier, much faster and quicker for you guys to get to. Because the cube takes another step further from there, and it pre-calculates every formula-based values you guys have, like gross profit. And that's very specific to everybody's organization, and that's where you're going to be able to add in some customized KPIs as well. Overall benefit here, again, as I mentioned before, was organizations can work from one version of the truth now. Everybody's going to be able to use the same formula to calculate gross profit instead of leaving it up to the individual end users. So you kind of think of Jet Enterprise taking this from going from a lot of data to only a little, from everything that's out there to relevant only, from complex to simple, and from slow to fast. In essence, you're going to get three main benefits out of the data warehouse and cube environment: consolidation, speed, and ease of use. And that's because they all stem from the fact there's one central data repository here for you. It's going to allow you to analyze large volumes of data quickly. And that way you don't have to need to know the connections between the tables and the fields anymore with using our product, Jet Enterprise. Now, this product installs in 2 hours. I know I mentioned that before, but this pre-built data warehouse and cubes, the 7 pre-built cubes, installs in 2 hours. And this is going to allow you to be able to quickly and efficiently use the product. Fast return on investment. And kind of talking about the cubes and what we give you out of the box, what you're able to do with that is we're able to give you, as you can see on the slide, finance, the purchasing, the inventory, the AP, the AR, the sales, and manufacturing there. We do that on purpose because it's going to cover about 80–85% of every company's needs. The reason why is over the years we've been doing this for multiple years now, and we've done over 1,100 of these implementations over the last 4 years. And that averages out to be about 1 a day per business day. And these cubes is what customers were asking for. So we decided, instead of having to build them out and customize them one by one for each and every customer, to just give them right away, give them out of the box. So pre-built the data warehouse, pre-built the cubes, so that way you guys are up and running faster and getting a much faster return on that investment. That's really what that's about. So that's where that piece is. Kind of one thing you want to speak on here is that this may all sound a bit technical. Just know that a computer is writing all the coding here for us, and it's going to be done right because it's a computer handling it overall. And as I mentioned, you're able to literally just take a few hours of training here with Jet, and you can begin dragging and dropping these all in together for you. So one thing if you want to take away here is that focus on the fact that Jet's going to give you a business intelligence that's faster, better, less expensive, and also, again, faster return on your investment. So let's jump right into it and showing you a few pieces. So let me exit right out of this and go right into that. So let's go ahead and start showing you this sales dashboard here. It's trying to jump ahead for me. So got this straightforward sales dashboard, really nice looking, really clean. Got all the KPIs in the visual format here, able to see them real easily, and you're able to see how they change as we interact with the data, slice and dice. What's great about business intelligence with the cubes and data warehouse is this. lets you do is really keep the detail behind this stuff. So I showed you drill down before with Jet Professional and how it logs you into your NAV client there, pulls that up, and then the transactional detail behind it. I'm going to show you another kind of mini version, if you will, of drill down as well. So we have this nice high-level overview with the dashboard, and then we have the numbers that actually make up, the detail behind this for it, right? If we have that, I'm going to return right back, go to the details here, able to see how each sales rep's doing, able to return, zoom a little bit there, see? Interact with it, return, open that up, see the detail behind it, and you can roll it back up quickly too. Multiple options here. Click off unknown, don't really need that. Say OK, hit return, go into details here. So looking at this one, looking at sales amount with profit and profit percent, well, we just finished, say, Q4 here, so open that up a little bit. So expand that open, and we'll look at, say, how October did. And here's all the numbers that are directly behind that, right? Getting more of that detail behind it. And I mentioned that Enterprise has, its own version of drill down, and it's able to keep you in one place. Okay, so maybe you want to see precisely what makes up this number. You can double click on it, and here it is, the transactional details directly behind that number. All right here, so you're still at the dashboard level, you're still able to go see, the KPIs, to see the detail behind all those numbers here, and you're able to go right back to your dashboard, go right back to where you were before, roll that up. But maybe precisely you're looking at here and you want to see what's directly behind that number. So you can double click on that and you're able to get still. Here's all the transactional details between them. Everything that came out of October, this is just for the first day, able to see the detail quickly behind that. Go right back to my page here, minimize, roll it back up, go right back to it. Now, from a fundamental standpoint here, all I'm doing, as you can see in the dashboard here, is I was just slicing and dicing, interacting with the data. So what this is going to help you do is spot trends, help make business decisions to fix those trends, and help make the business move forward. That's the whole goal. Get you the right data, be able to put it out here in a nice visual format, and so you can interact with it and help make the business move forward. So out of an example with this here, let's just say you're looking at sales on the West Coast and you want to dig a little bit more about it. Well, how would you do that? Well, go over here to say Jet US. You're focusing on the US side. Let's get your 4 reps. Focus the 4 West Coast reps. Get those up. And let's see how they're selling bags and totes. Here we go. So it appears here that Annette is doing a really great job. And looks like Bart's doing it pretty good and John's doing okay. Everybody could do better, but maybe it's because Annette was hired first. Maybe she's just been around longest. But as you can see, he's interact with that, Annette's just doing really good. She's just selling the product really great. What you can see here is that you can have a discussion with your West Coast sales reps and see kind of what's going on regarding the product, bags and totes, and how the other guys on the team can help chip in to maybe do a little more. Just an idea, that's it all. Really is you can have that meeting, have discussions to help drive the business forward. That's the whole goal. And here we are, back to it. So showed you how you see something on the viewer side capability. Now let me show you one more piece here before I show you the last piece, and that's the Jet Web Portal. So show you how to kind of build something. I'm going to open up a new sheet here for myself, go back to my Jet ribbon here, and I'm going to show you how to build something out of Jet Enterprise. Now, let's say I'm tasked with building a report showing sales and the cost amount associated with it, and let's see how about the profit and profit percent left over. And maybe that's going to allow me to look at that by item and item category. And how about we want to see that over time? And maybe you want to be able to see it by your different salespeople and the locations they're out of. And they're on multiple companies, so we need to see the different companies as well. Well, saying that out loud, it sounds like there's a huge task ahead of us. But I'll tell you this, with Jet Enterprise, with our functionality, it's really not. Now I'm going to come up here and show you. I'm going to click on my pivot table. And I'm going to use the Jet cubes, right? And these are all the cubes that come directly out of the box for you, those pre-built ones. I'm going to scroll down here and grab my sales one and hit OK. And everything out of the cube environment is going to filter and flow directly over here onto the right. So like I said, 80-85% of what you're looking for directly right here out of the box for you, and you're able to use this right away. So I used the pivot table there, kind of use the sales cube environment to go off of, open that up, and here we go. So I'm not sure if you know or familiar with what cubes are made up of, but just in case, and if you haven't worked them in the past, they're made up of measures and dimensions. Measures are the numerical values, and dimensions are the pieces that give those numbers some relevance or context. So here we go. So let's go ahead and work on that example I talked about. Let's go ahead and scroll down here and get the sales amount. And we talked about cost as well. So cost, let's get the profit per here and profit percent. Now, love these numbers, and I'd love to have nearly 80 million in profit, but it needs more context to it. So we're going to head and scroll down here to get that. So there's the numbers, go down to context side, right? Let's grab item categories. So scroll down here and grab by item category. Perfect. And let's go ahead and grab the date as well. There's the date. And here we are. I grabbed 6 different boxes, checked 6 boxes here, and I've got a full functional sales report. It's got year-over-year sales, consolidated totals as well. And you can even expand these out, right? So if you want to look at 16, you can open that up, quarter 2, and you can open up even to the month level so you can see what it is on a day-to-day basis. Or roll it back up and quickly jump right over and see what the data is doing the year before, right? Year over year, you've consolidated as well. It's pretty nice. So let's add in something from this. If you don't, before I do that, if you don't like having dates in columns, you can always throw it in rows. So you can have that. Or maybe you want to see the item category over the dates. You can minimize, or not minimize, roll these all back up. I prefer to have my dates over in rows, columns, so I'll put it there. And one thing I'm going to do from here is add another visual. So let's go to Insert here. Let's go to Column Chart. I'll throw that in. I'll just say that right there, expand it out. Easier access to see. Okay? Now from here, I'm adding a few slicers. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so you can do multiple variations of adding a slicer. You can do it from here, add slicer this way, or I'll show you another way, right-clicking. So I come in here, clicked on my visual, I'm going to come over onto the section here on the right-hand side out of the cube environment and right-click. So let's see, what do I want to grab here? I do want to get the location, so I'll go ahead and right-click here, add slicer. And I also wanted to grab the date, so I'll right-click with that as well, add slicer. So you can see, pulling those up. And let's go ahead and get the company as well. So scroll back up here, right-click on company, add slicer, make sure that's there. And got the years, let's get the locations. Okay, here we are. Right-click, add slicer, here we are. I didn't add my salespeople. That's one thing I missed. So remove that one here. I needed salespeople. So salespeople in document, grab that and add it in. There we are. You're able to interact with it, spread it out. That's really the whole goal, so you can see how things are working here. Okay. I'm going to X out of this piece. Well, before I do that, let's go back to Jet Ribbon. I want to publish this for you guys and show you the web portal. Perfect. Now, the web portal came directly from essentially customer feedback over the years. And they just everybody wanted a centralized location to store their data, to store the reports, I mean, not their data. So that way you have the easy ability to get access to your reports no matter where you are in the world. So let me get logged in here and I'll show you some of these we've got going and explain more about the web portal. Go ahead, log myself in here. Here we go. Perfect. So here's the one I just uploaded, and as you can see, it has never been ran here. That's why it says there. And this is, again, directly from customer feedback. So now you log in based on the credentials you have set up for yourself within your company. The company hosts it, meaning you as the organization does, not here at Jet. And that way you have access to this wherever you are, and you can send reports to the Jet web portal. Only designers can, and that way you can send them out to your individual users, you know, the people who want to view, the viewers that need to view reports. They have all of those right here. They can refresh them from their smartphone, their tablet, their laptop, their desktop. As long as they have internet access, they can run these reports. You can see from this, on this report here, we haven't ran it before. It came from a JetCorp data source out of the US company, never been ran, don't know how long it's going to take. And here are the date that I published it and who was the owner of it. So now that we have that highlighted, we're going to hit run, update this report, and there it is. So from here, I can open this up. I can download it onto your local machine, or you can open it, say, like Office 365. You could do that and see how you can view it on the end. So here I am, and again, you're able to see this, interact with it when you open it. And here's the exact same dashboard report that I built and put together and published up momentarily ago. All right here, being able to see that data. Now, one thing about this, I'll show you another piece, is with this one here, when you run this one, it's going to give you some filter parameters. So, like looking at that one, you're looking at that report, you want to keep, maybe it's the top 10, and I'm going to change this to say 15, so you can have an idea here. I'm going to run this report, because I know we're wrapping up on time. Get that updated. I'm going to open this up for you as well. And here we are. So report list out, I did a quick change saying top 15. It changed that for me automatically, gave me my top 15 customers, and updated this report so I can take a look and see what those numbers are doing across the board. That's the whole idea. Ease of access, ease of use. That way you have one location with security control to be able to get to reports and see what's going on no matter where you are in the world. Now, some great things that are about this as well is we'll go ahead and get to the details. So we talked about that piece of it, where it came from, who designed it, when it was published, sharing control, so that way you can share it with specific individuals, certain groups, executive council, or you can share with everybody that has access to the portal. Run history, so you can see maybe it's a report you run on a daily, weekly basis. You can see how that report's running, how long it's taking, all of that information right here for you so you can check that out. Another place, version control. We talked about having, multiple different versions of the same report on different machines, different, folders. Well, now you can see directly with the web portal what version you're using, and that way you can stick to that. And if you need to switch to a different version or most recent, you can do that as well. Now, one thing that's coming down the line and should be Q1 January timeframe as expected to release is Scheduler. I showed you Scheduler out of Excel and using that out of Jet Professional that way. We're going to have it right here for you in the web portal, so that way you have access to schedule reports no matter where you are in the globe as well. That's great. That's all that we had time for, and I was wanting to show here for you guys. Any questions, anything I can help with, just let me know, and I'll flip it back over here to Michael and let me know if you have any questions there.
Thank you so much, Tristan. There was one question, excuse me, earlier, but it looks like you answered it. The question was asking if there were any mobile access capabilities, but they replied back, sorry, I was ahead of myself. So it looks like you did a good job answering the question before it was even asked.
Perfect. Well, definitely still here and able to answer any more questions. Everybody's on the line that has questions, they can definitely answer away. One thing that kind of answered more to that question is mobile dashboard building capability. We offer that with Jet Enterprise. We have Jet Mobile that comes with our product that you could use as well. And that way you can build dashboards and just drag and drop those directly on your tablet or smartphone. You know, you don't have to just be on your laptop or desktop anymore. We've opened it up to have a mobile solution for you guys.
Perfect, perfect.
And one other thing, just to kind of harp on or talk about is, I talked about Power BI, and Mike, you've seen this, and I think you can help vouch for it, is that our product works great with Power BI. And a lot of customers lay that directly on top of our tool, Jet Enterprise, to get, you know, to use that tool, Power BI, with the great pretty visuals they have, laid directly on top of our Jet Enterprise tool and pointed to the data warehouse or the cube environment to get the right data out for you. So it's something that we can work with as well.
Right, and it really goes just to show how robust Jet Reports is. You know what I mean?
It really does. It really does, to be honest with you. That's the great thing about our product is that, you know, we're not just tied down to the Dynamics solutions. You know, we work with anything that is compatible with SQL, ODBC, and OLE. So if you have something out there that's compatible with any of those, which is about 99% of what's out there in the ERP market that's storing your data, Jet can connect to it, Jet can help get the data down for you, and Jet can help you build a report off of it.
Definitely, definitely. Well, it doesn't appear that there are any other questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my contact information on the screen. Can you see that, Tristan?
I sure can.
Okay, perfect. So if anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to contact me, and I will contact Tristan, and we will get those answers for you right away. I just want to say thank you one more time to Tristan for presenting this, presenting the great information about your reports for us. It was very educational, and we truly appreciate it.
No, thanks, Michael. I appreciate, you know, yourself and all of your team there at Solution Systems. You guys are a very strategic partner of ours, and we love working with you guys and looking forward to continue working with you guys moving forward. And just like Michael said, if you have any questions, reach out to him, let him know. Me as well. We work together all the time, so we'll make sure everybody's connected. And if you're looking for a product like this and you want a price quote, you can reach out to Michael or myself, and we make sure you get connected and get the information as well. So we're here as a resource on both of us, and we want to make sure you're always taken care of and answering those questions.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. So on that note, we hope you feel better, and thank you everyone for attending, and everybody have a great holiday coming up.
Thanks so much, Michael. You too. Everybody have a great holiday.
Thanks. Take care.